It's fun. It's fun.
What's up, gangsters? Welcome back to Brain Gangster Live. I am your host and Brain Gangster, Stacey Turis, along with my co-host and partner in crime, Carrie Tredway. What it do, Carrie?
Hey, cancels in the house.
Okay, so let's get started on today's topic, which is what, Carrie?
Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. No, seriously, don't kill my vibe.
No, seriously, don't kill my vibe. So that's what it is. We all talk about vibes, and people casually throw out the term, hey, good vibes. Yeah, good vibes, man. But there is some scientific fact behind these whole good vibes that we're passing out to everybody. We obviously, in our universe, it's made of atoms, and atoms have subatomic particles. And the crazy thing about atoms is that when you're looking at something physical, you're only seeing the physical part of the atom, which is actually like makes up less than 1% of the atom. So the other 99% of an atom is energy waves. So it's vibrating, it's the energy vibrating. And that's what they're talking about with vibrations. And the cool thing is that you can raise your energy because the higher the vibration, the faster it's moving, the faster it's moving, the faster it's moving. The lower the vibration, the slower it's moving. And the lower, so lower and slower. And so that's what we talk about with vibes, is because we can feel those energy waves of actually emotions carry their own frequency. And so that's why we're able to feel vibrations. When you walk into a room and you're like, oh, I could, cut the tension with a knife. That's an authentic saying, because you're feeling those lower vibrations from a previous argument or whatever just happened in that room and went down. You can feel the leftover energy and the energy waves, and that's what you're reading. So that's kind of like a little science behind. I'm sure I screwed something up, but that sort of gives you an idea of why it's important to be mindful of your vibrations.
Wow, that was a lot. Taking over.
Did I make any sense whatsoever?
Yes, but you know what? From a layman's terms, you really just feel it. It's not something you have to even think about the atoms and all the other stuff you threw out.
You know what, though? This is the thing. This is what's so crazy, is that feeling energy has always been like a science fiction sort of thing. And some people like need concrete scientific evidence, and then they can sort of wrap their brain around looser concepts. So, and I'm totally like that. Like all of this stuff, meditating, for example, even Om in yoga, I giggled probably the first 25 times I did an Om as a yogi, not realizing that the scientific benefit was you are vibrating your vagus nerve, which causes relaxation in your body, right?
Right.
Just a little thing. So that's what I'm saying. So understanding like physiologically what's happening, to me, helps me wrap my brain around concepts a little bit better. But for those of you like Carrie that are totally fine with just
the overview is good.
Just the little for dummies book.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of. I couldn't think of what it was called.
So with energy, and obviously, some people are a lot more sensitive to energy, and especially in our tribe is very sensitive to energy. So when people do have emotions going on and we're picking up on them, sometimes it gets really confusing as to what emotion is coming from whom and who it's directed to, and everything else. So as an empath, that's a whole other show. But just know energy is a real thing. And there are ways that we can actually manipulate the level and the frequency of where our energy is vibrating. So Carrie, let's get it going.
Let's get it going. So
Tell us a way
how
to raise our vibes.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with senses because it's so near and dear to my heart. I love my essential oils, and it really is a situation where, you rub your hands together and you feel that energy come through, and it's literally uplifting at that very moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally do.
So just, being aware and utilizing these different things like food. Think about like good food that you like,
Just tasting something delicious.
Yes. Or like
smelling, and just so feeling something
really soft.
So just engaging your senses.
Yeah, definitely.
With your essential oils too, when we're doing essential oils, there are certain oils that have a higher frequency as well, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So what is like the number one ingredient you would put in? I know what mine is, that you would put in something like a room spray if you wanted to do like an uplifting room spray.
Definitely citrus or like wild orange.
Yeah. That's me too. I like to mix a citrus and a lavender just to get like that bipolar vibe.
Right.
Going.
The one that doesn't sound okay.
Yet I'm relaxed.
Yeah, I love my citrus. But I even got one going on right now behind me. Always.
You do? I have some cedar burning. I felt a little woody.
A little woody, hey, jeez.
Feeling a little woody tonight, y'all.
Oh, man.
Well, also, this is what's so crazy, because when we're talking about, like, for example, the essential oils or whatever you do with your senses to lift you back up, emotions are heavily tied. Obviously, like I said, they have their own frequency. And so I wanted to go over this cool chart. And basically, it's like an emotional vibration frequency chart. So it shows you, like, for example, when I was telling my kid, I picked him up from school, I was in a good mood. He got in the car, did a wah, 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 and instantly I just felt the, and I was like, okay. And that's because like I said, different emotions are associated with different levels of frequency. And it's starting from the highest level of frequency that you can be at is obviously enlightenment. Most of us will not be making it to enlightenment this lifetime. I don't think so. But then it goes down from like peace, joy, love, reason, acceptance, like all these things that make you feel open are essentially the things that vibrate at a higher level. And then it goes down to neutral. And then under that, when you start vibrating at a lower level, is pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame. So when you're feeling those emotions, those are going to drag you down. And that's why it's called, you're killing the vibe. You're literally killing the vibration. And when you're not being mindful of those emotions that are sort of running your body, you can stay in a stagnant, negative cycle because you're just sending out those vibrations and essentially calling the same vibrations to you. So,
right, you're stuck in that circle.
You're totally stuck in that circle.
Out, bad vibrations in.
Yeah, and the thing is that with our tribe and our brains, and our tribe is anybody that does not have a neurotypical brain. But oh my gosh, what was I just talking about? What'd you say? I have no idea.
You said your neurotypical brain.
I don't know what the heck I was. Oh, we always constantly since we don't have neurotypical brains, and neurotypical people should do this too, but we are constantly needing to be checking in with our emotions because they change so drastically. Because our moods change depending, especially if you're picking up on vibrations, our moods are going to change because of the environment around us. So when we have those mood swings, a lot of times that's us adapting to whatever environment we're in. So we need little tricks to be able to, because anything can knock us down, right? We could be in a great mood and any little thing can trigger us and sort of knock us down. And it's so much work to try and get ourselves back up, because how many of us operate at a level of happy all the time, right?
Well, I mean, I would like to say that I am 98% part of that group.
But things can knock you down, right?
Right.
It's
definitely.
not like there's nobody that can just like swing through without, facing any obstacles. So
no, but remember, mine's like the Tasmanian devil, because I swirl around like Tasmanian devil. I get hit, but then I get right back up like the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, that's totally all or nothing thing. That's totally the all or nothing thing. But see, it doesn't have to be all or nothing with our emotions. That's the thing. We're an all or nothing tribe, 100%. But the key is that if we're checking in with the way we are feeling at any given time, we're sort of heading off at the pass anything that can sneak up on us, because it does not take anything for us to start off in a low level and end up just going lower and lower and lower and lower. So anytime we can recognize, oh shit, I feel this way, because I'll get that way a lot. And I'm like, all right, bitch, raise your vibes up, because I don't even like being in my own body when my vibrations are low.
No, absolutely. You definitely know when it is. And you have to take that time to, like I said, with the aromatherapy and the oil, you have to stop and think about it and be like, oh my God, I need to add to my vibe bank.
Just smelling it and appreciating it. And, with essential oils too, like obviously positive and negative emotions are really related to smell. So if you're like one of those weird people that loves the holidays, I love the smell of the holidays. So, but you can even do anything. You can burn some clove or cinnamon to sort of give you that, that uplifting feeling. Anything that evokes those good memories can give you that uplifting feeling. Number way. That is like horse foot.
Horse nudge.
The number 2 way. What?
Nudge with the horse
nudge. Is to practice your own kindness. And I do this when I am feeling low. There's nothing, and this sounds so dorky. I realize how dorky this sounds, but it really works, and that's why we have to share. Oh my God,
I can tell it. I can see it in your face that you're so embarrassed to say this.
Well, no, it's not. It just, it's just when you're like kindness sounds so cliche, but especially with our tribe, we are such a giving people, and doing things for others. I just got goosebumps right now from head to toe just thinking about that. So that is something when we're using kindness, or we're doing things for others, especially that are in need, or that does so much to raise our own vibrations. And I have to tell you this story really quick, Carrie. There's this coffee store, or this little coffee shop that I always go to, and this guy pulled in front of me. He had a truck and it said like, old dudes are cool. Something where I was like, man, that's a cool guy. I'm going to buy his coffee. So there was actually 2 different drive-throughs at this coffee shop. He went this one, I went this one. So I told the girls inside, I was like, hey, I want to buy that guy's coffee. I don't know what the hell he got, because his total was like $14. I was like, damn, I didn't sign up for that.
You're like, easy on the coffee, man. I said a black coffee.
What'd you get, some bagels? You got like a 12-pack of bagels? No, I don't know. I really didn't care. But anyway, so I felt good about myself because I bought him some coffee, whatever. Well, that probably set my day up. A couple days later, I go back to the coffee shop and the girls are like, you are not going to believe what happened. Your thing started this huge pay it forward. And it was 3.5 hours of people between the 2 different drive-throughs paying each other's bills. And it went on for hours until they finally had to stop it because they were so confused about who was paying for what, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It was like, I still have goosebumps. It's just the coolest story. And I'm just like, man, how many people went through that drive-through in 3.5 hours and had somebody do something nice for them that made them feel good? And then to, in return, do something nice for someone else that made them feel good. Like, how does that not set you up for like the best day ever?
Right. And they were totally all experiencing that same feeling that you had that you're still getting right now with your goosebumps.
I have goosebumps from head to toe. I feel like my hair is just like standing on end.
It is.
It is. Well, that's just, that's just Stacey hair. Okay, what about number 3? How do we raise those vibes?
This one's very near and dear to my heart because it's sunshine, and you guys know how much I love heat. I'm always cold, so the best thing in the world is the sunshine. I mean, just think about when you're out there in the warmth. It's like a heavy warmth. Yes. Warm, like a warm blanket.
Yes.
And you can tell that you're just like absorbing those vitamins. It's just a wonderful feeling to be out in the sun. And then, go
ahead.
To also think about the fact that my birthday is the first day of summer.
I know, you're just a straight up summer person. Like, your birthday's the very first day of summer.
Yes.
You have a tramp stamp on your lower back that is Japanese symbol for summer.
For summer.
But I totally agree with you. I'm telling you what, when I have not had my vitamin D and I go outside and I just kind of stand in the sun and just like, I just feel like there's this huge tractor beam just like putting all this gorgeous energy on. I just feel like I'm getting fueled. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh,
and like when I go into my chameleon frozen state, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Where I get so cold and I'm like, I'm a chameleon, I'm frozen.
Yeah.
But and then so like your body's all tensed up and it just hurts. And then you go out in the sun, it's like it just eliminates all that ache.
Yep. The oxygen, just being outside. I mean, there's so much about just being outside that we could get into, but 100% sun is the way to go for raising your vibes. Okay, number 4 is implementing your creativity. We all have some sort of piece of creativity in us, and it doesn't all look the same, obviously, but you have to find something that you're passionate about. And then you have to actually do something with it. So tossing it around in your head, it works for a little bit, but then you actually have to get into it. And a lot of people, I think, with passion, we're in a society where it's like you're sort of shamed if you're not just busy from the second you wake up until the second you go down with all the stuff, right?
Right, the minutia.
Yeah, you can't be dedicating time to yourself, because if you do, you're an asshole.
Right.
That's sort of what society has going on right now.
Luckily, we know better.
We know better. I mean, when I was playing by their rules, I was the most miserable, suicidal person ever. And when I finally stopped playing by those rules, I became a happy person. So creativity and finding your passion. And I think something that stops a lot of people from doing something that they're passionate about, it's a hobby, right? So you have to take time for your hobby. You have to take money for your hobby. But they also think that they have to do it and make money at it, right?
Right.
So if they want to just do something, if they're like, if they have a passion, something they're passionate about, I don't know, say photography, but then they feel like, they have to make money at it. And then it adds like this whole other crazy layer of pressure where you're just supposed to be exploring something that you are curious about, right? You're not supposed to be committing to anything. You have to give your space room to explore things without the pressure of, I'm going to make it into a business, I'm going to make money, I'm going to. And the other thing is with these passions, it's okay if you change your mind. It's okay if you are curious about something and you go through it and you glean whatever knowledge you want from it. And then you, in the meantime, find another direction to go to. That is fucking beautiful. And a lot of people make us feel so bad because our interests change so much. And damn it, that's the shit that's making us into rounded individuals. Don't you think so?
Yes, it's experience.
It is. And it doesn't, I don't want to be tied down to one thing, because when I learn about one thing, there are 5 things that come from that I want to learn more about. So it's always branching into these different branches of knowledge, but it's all sort of building this huge picture. So anyway, it's basically just take the pressure off yourself, enjoy your passion, make time for it, make other people understand that your time to dedicate to yourself is just as important as the time that you're dedicating to your work, your family, your animals, etc.
That is the perfect segue into what I was going to talk about. The next on the list is exercise. And speaking of passions, it's definitely yoga for me. And it really is a situation where I'm able to take that time for myself and really focus, and get those aromatherapy senses going, and really just getting your blood flowing. Anytime with any kind of exercise, you get the blood flowing, you get the oxygen, all of that great things with your body. You're just feeling good,
And the thing that I love about yoga, I mean, obviously any exercise is good. Go walk around the block, like anything to get going. But what I love about yoga is that you're literally just cracking the dust out of every single corner.
Like with every deep breath. Yes.
Yeah. And the thing is that you're strengthening these muscles at the same time, which helps so much as we're getting older, and our lower backs, our knees, our ankles, all of that good stuff, which if we are not strengthening those muscles, it's like you sort of just go, then you kind of become even less mobile, right? And it just sort of that kind of goes from there, right?
What's crazy is that I just read an article that how quickly, or I don't know if it's quick or not, but just the fact how yoga is catching on with everybody, like all these, professional NFL players and NBA players.
Well, God,
now they're all starting to realize the benefits.
Yes. These poor guys that have just literally turned their muscles into these rocks that can't be lengthened whatsoever. I love seeing these athletes turning to yoga and meditation and plant-based diets. Like I love watching all of this go on. It's been like the coolest thing.
Well, and also for people that haven't had the experience of trying yoga yet, A, you need to do that. And B, I mean, it's any kind of exercise, like you said. It's not just a walk around the park or yoga. I mean, hey, if you fancy running the stadium stairs, you're really, you know what I mean? You're really getting your blood going and getting that heart rate up.
I like to hike because then it tricks me into, I don't know I'm exercising when I hike too.
See, I like a good stadium run.
I think that sounds horrible.
I don't know what it is because I hate running with a passion, but I like doing the stadium bleachers. And there aren't a ton of them. Let's not be serious here. Like, don't put me like at a...
I'm picturing like the Dallas Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, no, it's the Derby Panther Stadium.
Panthers. That's funny. Okay,
so get out and exercise.
And then, so exercise is but then let's talk about the next one, which is hugging.
Ew.
Okay.
Gross. What's wrong with you?
I'm not saying that that's what I particularly do. This is what's so funny is Carrie and I, neither one of us are huggers, like at all. Like for that to say hugging, I do understand sort of now. But hugging another person to me is just so,
But you know what? We can't say anybody because there are people that we are both friends with that are good huggers.
Yes. Yes.
And like we always give her a hug. I don't want to yell her name. Yep.
Tanya.
Yeah, she's our hugger.
She's a good hugger. Like you want to hug her because you feel like, see, the problem with you and I is neither one of us want to hug each other. So it's just like creep vibes, right?
Right.
Tanya wants to hug you. So she'll just wrap you in like this warm, glowy, whatever.
Sunshine.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, you know, this feels good. But when you and I hug, it's just like icicles just stabbing each other.
I was gonna say like magnets that won't connect. They're, you know, like facing the wrong way.
So finally a couple of years ago, we were like, you know what, dude, because I mean, we have not lived in the same state for, I don't know how long.
A long time.
I don't know. A long time. Like over a decade and a half.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
So whenever I would see her, it was just, you know, we had not seen each other in a while. And so then like hugging each other, hello and goodbye. And it was like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's just stop hugging each other. Who says we have to hug each other? We totally get creeped out. Let's just not hug each other anymore. So anyway, I love that so this is not how Carrie and I would choose to raise our vibration.
No, we would not.
If you can tell.
At airport pickups, we usually just like yell from the curb, "Get in, bitch!
Get in, bitch!" Yeah, that's how we roll.
There's no hugging.
There's no affection whatsoever.
It's like a fist pump, like, hey, like we know we're supposed to, but we don't want to.
Totally. Okay, but you huggers out there, go at it. Just go at it,
man. We know what it's like, but it's just not here.
No.
So that takes us to the last one, which is earthing, which, I wish I were doing this right now. Just think about just having your toes in the sand, how good that feels at the beach.
It does feel good. And in the dirt
on your head. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the grass. I mean, the whole point of earthing is to just get that amazing energy from the earth. And by taking your shoes off and just sticking your bare feet or hands into anything earthy, like the sun, the sea, the dirt, it's totally going to raise your vibes. Like earthing is a real thing. There is a reason why gardeners are so content when they're running around sticking their little hands in the dirt.
Oh man, see, my earthing connection is obviously with the sun and the sand and the beach. Like there's nothing better than just like lying in your cabana and digging your hands in the sand next to you. You know what I mean? You can just
Yes. You know what I do though? I honestly totally switch off. Like I can tell, thankfully, I love this, that I live by the desert, mountains, ocean. And so I can tell when I need to be grounded, I'm like, okay, we need to go to the mountains because I'm feeling like way too, up in my head or past my head. And then when I'm too grounded and I'm moving slower and I'm not being creative and I'm not having ideas, I go to the beach because that energy and the negative ions created from the waves are like giving you all this amazing oxygen. And so it's like, the great thing is that you can tweak it how you want to, just depending on what you're feeling. But the whole point is knowing what you're feeling.
We don't all have the oceans and the mountains right next to us.
Well, no, you don't. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter. You could go to a lake. You have a lake. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have areas with trees. Like I love going to Kansas because
dirt roads
and nothing. You can't see anything, and I feel like I can breathe, and I just feel like wide open spaces. It's just such an amazing feeling. So just be aware of how you feel and how different places make you feel, and tweak it so that you're doing things that are sort of enhancing or counterbalancing things that are off balance for you. If you're too grounded, it's dirt. If you're not grounded enough, it's air or water. So anyway, but that was not the last one, Carrie Tredway.
Ooh, I don't know what the last one
is dancing.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Oh, yes, she did. And I have to tell you, I mean, honestly, 44-year-old, and I still love to dance my ass off.
I could not agree more.
We haven't been dancing in a long time.
No, we haven't.
That's because, huh?
I was going to say, I couldn't even tell you the last time that we went. Maybe it was when we were in Denver. I'm going to go with that.
Did we dance in Denver?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't even remember that. But I have to tell you, so as you know, I manage a band, a reggae band, New Roots.
Yeah.
Funny because for every show, like I have to get video and pictures pretty much from the start to finish. So I'm working like the whole entire show every time there's a concert. And everybody else around me is like having, the boys are up there playing and they're having a good time and their energy's on fire and the crowd's going crazy. And here's sober Stacey
working.
And I love watching them perform, and I love watching the crowd watch them perform. But I have realized over the past, and I've done this for 4 years at this point, what I've realized over the past couple of months is that if I give myself like the last 4 songs, then I dance my ass off. And it is the best feeling. I like still to this day, it is the best. And there's always people in the crowd that are willing to dance. They're always dancing. So anyway, dancing really does work.
I love my morning dancing in the car. It's a good place to dance in the car.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Every single morning. And music. I mean, music should have been on. There are many things obviously that can raise your vibrations. Music is totally one of them. But yeah, just like getting on, I'm playing that new Kendrick Lamar song, which I freaking love because it gets me all hyped up.
Whoa.
Have you heard it called Humble?
No.
Oh my gosh, Carrie, you would totally dig it. So anyway, yeah, the kids and I put that on in the morning. It's like a straight up concert. Someone DJs every morning because I want them to be in a good mood. I want their vibrations to be high when they start school and nobody yelling at each other and so on, because nobody wants to start their day out like that, especially, some kids or even adults. None of us want to do that.
No, starting your day off yelling at your children is not the best way to start your day.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being and joining us, being on. Carrie, thanks for being on Brain Gangster Live with me.
Hey, thanks for having me today.
Thanks for joining us on Brain Gangster Live. Next week, we are going to talk about, we don't know yet. You know why? Because we fly by the seat of our pants. And I just cannot commit to a topic because I committed last week and I had 4 other ones I wanted to do. But we all needed to talk about good vibes. So we're talking about good vibes. Please don't forget to check me out on social media. Facebook, ADHD Superhero. Instagram, it is Stacey_Turis. And of course on braingangster.com, where you can learn about mindful lifestyle techniques to boost our brain health. Okay, what's your accomplishment of the day?
Well, I mean, it's not of the day, but it's a good one. And it's not even really vibe related, but it's just a really good one. Are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember the first time you put me against the wall in a headstand? What I did?
Yes. You pretty much, your legs did this so much, they got my head and then they pulled me down. Like literally something is going on with this girl's brain where when you put her body upside down, it just freaks the hell out. That was just 2 years.
But now I got past that and I do a daily headstand. You know why? Because it feels good on your body and it gets the blood above your heart and it's good for your everything. It's just good to get upside down every day. So you know what? Raise your vibes by getting upside down.
That sounded kind of sexy.
Whoa, wasn't supposed to sound like that. We don't even like hugging.
All right, and we will see you next time on Brain Gangster Live.
Peace out.
It's fun time.